Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about one more important topic, that is cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle is the performance of the human heart in one heartbeat, that is called as cardiac cycle. As you know very well, the human heart beat 72 times in a minute. So the performance of the human heart in one heartbeat, that is called as cardiac cycle. Before we are moving on to the cardiac cycle, let's talk few things about the structure of the heart. Human heart is muscular in nature. Our heart contains a muscular layer that is called as myocardium. The myocardium plays very important role in the cardiac cycle. So now I'm going to tell you the two important vocabularies that they are playing very important role in the cardiac cycle, that is systole and diastole. Systole means contraction, diastole means relaxation. So when there is a reduction in the size of the heart, that is called as contraction. Relaxation means once they are coming back to the original position, that is called as a relaxation. Now we are moving on to that, the heart structure, and I'm going to explain about the cardiac cycle. Now you can see that the heart, which is in the diastole condition. So now there is no blood in the heart. Now the three veins which are present in the right hand side, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava and coronary sinus, we are bringing that deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. So once they are bringing that the deoxygenated blood to the right atrium is filled up by the blood. So immediately the pressure will be generated. Once the pressure is generated, it makes that the tricuspid valve to open. Once that the tricuspid valve is open, the blood is a flow from the right atrium to right ventricle. So out of these 100% of the blood in right atrium, only 70% of the blood is flown into the right ventricle. What happened to that remaining 30%? It just moves out of the right atrium when there is a contraction of the atrium. Now, whatever it has happened in the right atrium side, in the left atrium also simultaneously the functions are going on. So there are four veins are bringing that the deoxygenated blood to the left ventricle, that is pulmonary veins. Once the pulmonary veins are bringing the blood to the left atrium, then the pressure will be generated. Once the pressure is generated, it just makes that the bicuspid valves to open. Once the bicuspid valve is open, the blood is a flow from the left atrium to left ventricle. So here also out of 100% of the blood from the left atrium, only 70% is entered into the left ventricle. So what happened to that, the 30% of the blood in the atrium? So now we are going to talk about sinoatrial node. These sinoatrial node are sending that the action potential message that are making that the atrium to contract. Once the atrium contracts, so the remaining 30% of the blood from the atrium flown into the ventricles. Now, once the ventricles are filled up by the blood, then the pressure will be generated. Once that pressure generates, it makes that the bicuspid valve as well as the tricuspid valve to close. Once both of them closed, why are they closing? To avoid that the backflow of the blood from the ventricle to atrium. So once that bicuspid valves and tricuspid valves are closed, then there will be the opening of the semilunar valves. These semilunar valves are present in the opening of the aorta as well as pulmonary artery. So once it is open, the blood is a flow from the ventricle to pulmonary artery and the aorta. So blood from the left ventricle flown into the aorta and blood from the right ventricle flown into the pulmonary artery. So now once that the blood is enter into that pulmonary artery and aorta, the pressure will be generated within that. So due to the pressure, there will be the closure of the semilunar valves to avoid the backflow of the blood from the aorta and pulmonary artery to the ventricle. As we discussed, there is a sinoatrial node. Here there is a atrioventricular node. They are sending that action potential message that makes that the ventricle to contract, and bundle of is also helpful for contraction of the ventricles to send that the complete flow of the blood from the ventricles to aorta and the pulmonary artery. Now we are going to see that complete cardiac functions now. Now here you can see first, once that deoxygenated blood enters into the atrium started to contract. That means they are in the systole condition. Once they are in the systole condition, the ventricle will be in the diastole condition. That means a relaxed condition. Once that the blood from the atrium to ventricles, now the atrium will be in the diastole condition and ventricle will be in the systole condition. Once that the blood is filled in the ventricle, then it started to flow into that pulmonary artery and aorta. Now both the atrium as well as the ventricles, they are in the diastole condition. Now we are going to discuss about it. The first one is the atrium systole, that is contraction. The next one is ventricle diastole. So once the atrium is in the contraction, the ventricle will be in the diastole condition. Now when the ventricle is in the diastole, once the blood is a flow from atrium to the ventricle, then you can observe that the ventricle systole. So ventricle started to contract, then by that time the atrium will be in the diastole condition. Then both of them will be, as the blood flow from the ventricle to pulmonary artery and aorta, so both the atrium as well as the ventricle will be in the diastole condition. Now we are moving on to that, the different phases in the cardiac cycle. As you know very well, our human heart beats 72 times in a minute. So one heartbeat takes how much time? That means one beat takes how much seconds, we can say. So 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute, right children? So 72 divided by 60. So it is going to be 0.8 seconds. So one heartbeat takes 0.8 seconds. So we can say that one cardiac cycle is of 0.8 seconds. So now we are going to look into that. The chart, pie chart, here you can see that. So atrium systole, that means atrium contraction. It happens in 0.1 second. Then ventricle systole, it happens in 0.3 second. And then you can see that both the diastole is going to be 0.4 second. So now if they ask the question like atrial diastole, what is the duration of the atrial diastole? Very simple, children. So the total time of the one cardiac cycle is 0.8 second. So atrial systole is what? 0.1 second. So 0.8 minus 0.1, it is 0.7 seconds. So atrial diastole is going to be 0.7 seconds. So ventricle diastole is going to be again the one cardiac cycle, duration of the one cardiac cycle 0.8 second minus ventricle systole is 0.3 second. So it is going to be what? 0.5 second. So in that way we can just find out that the diastole of the atrial as well as ventricle. Now we are moving on to that. In one heartbeat, each ventricles releases 70 ml of blood. So these 70 ml of blood is called as a stroke volume. This is called as what? Stroke volume of blood. So in 1 minute, how much quantity of the blood is flown out of the ventricles? So 72 times 70 is going to be 5040 ml. We can say that approximately 5000 milliliter is equal to 5 liters. So in one cardiac cycle, so that means in 1 minute, each ventricle each ventricle releases 5000 liter of the blood to our body. So if you wanted to calculate, that formula is going to be stroke volume of the blood, times heartbeat. So 70 times is equal to 72, because stroke volume is 70 ml and then heartbeat per minute is going to be 72. So in 1 minute 5000 ml or 5 liters of blood flow from the ventricles. So this formula is very, very important, children, for the NEET purpose. So the next session we are going to come up with another important topic. Thank you, children.